What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City live watch-along for today. It's going to be the Champions League game between Manchester City and Olympique de Marseille of France. But first, a little bit of a voice break there. We like these live things. But first, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content and you want to help to support my channel, then do subscribe. It is free. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. We're less than 800 subscribers now away from 15,000 subscribers. We're on that huge big push towards 15,000 subscribers. I'm wondering if we can hit that subscriber mark before the end of the year. That would be absolutely amazing if we can. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget also to leave a thumbs up on this live stream if you are enjoying the live stream. It lets me know that you are obviously enjoying the content and the stream and stuff like that. So that really does help me out. And I'm aiming for 100 likes minimum on this live stream. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget also to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Social media links in the description below and also on the banner too if you want to go and search for me and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also there if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And lastly, for the promotions, this video is sponsored and brought to you by OneFootball. If you want to go and download the OneFootball app, I'll put the promo video up in just one moment. I just wanted to say that it is very important, if you do want to download the app, that you do so through the link right at the top of my description. That really does help this channel to grow, and it also does help in the future content that I do create. So, without further ado, roll the promo video. This video is brought to you by OneFootball. If you want to download the OneFootball app, all you need to do is press the link at the top of my description, which will take you forward to where you can download this app. The OneFootball app is extremely useful if you are a huge football fan just like me. It provides you with the latest footballing news, transfer news, and the latest videos as well. It is one source of information of where I get my transfer news from. It also allows you to see the latest scores with what's happening in the footballing world. If you just click on a game, including any Manchester City game, it will not only bring up the latest team news, but it will also bring up the latest statistics and keep you up to date with everything happening in that game. If you want to download this app, all you need to do is press the link at the top of the description to stay up to date. So thank you very much to OneFootball for sponsoring this video. It is much appreciated by me. Like I said, if you want to go and download the app, please do so through the link at the top of my description. Speaking of OneFootball, I'm going to be keeping you up to date with all the latest football scores tonight through the OneFootball app. And we've also got some stuff coming up with OneFootball soon as well for everyone to stay tuned for. So do keep your eyes peeled for that one and your ears open. So it's Manchester City taking on Marseille. This game is pointless for Manchester City. We've already qualified for the last 16 of the Champions League. We've already finished first as well. That's already guaranteed. And so this is a nothing game for Manchester City, nothing more than really training exercise for the big Manchester derby, which will be happening on Saturday evening. But still, nonetheless, looking forward to the game, seeing a couple of players returning to the Manchester City 11 and seeing what they're capable of. That would be absolutely brilliant if they can put in a couple of good performances. I'm looking forward to seeing Zach Steffen, and yes, we will be having a look at the teams in just one moment. But still, looking forward to this game. Marseille as well, seeing what they're capable of. Manchester City, I thought, found it a little bit too easy in France getting a result against them. So we're going to see if Marseille can get a response here in Manchester and try and grind themselves and get themselves some kind of result. I imagine Marseille, looking at the amount of changes that City have made, will probably be thinking that if they can go at City and put us under pressure right from minute one, and they can obviously try and take the lead, then they'll be looking to try and pick up some points, maybe even a win as well. For Manchester City, we haven't lost a single game in the Champions League this season. We've won 4 games and drawn 1. Our last game we obviously drew away 0-0 in Porto, which guaranteed Manchester City finishing first and FC Porto qualifying in second place for the last 16 of the Champions League, which means we go into this game with it being a little bit of a dead rubber. So yeah, I think it's important that we go and have a look at the teams, but just one quick moment, we're going to do a little bit of interaction because I know everybody does enjoy a little bit of JSGC interaction with the live chat. So we've had Adam Quinn tuning in, going for 2-0 to Manchester City there, with Manchester is blue, obviously looking forward to the derby. I will put my score prediction for you when I go through my preview. We've got Regina tuning in as well, but not Regina George. We'll see if anyone gets that reference. Mafo also tuning in as well. We've got Javid in the chat. Hazik also tuning in. I'm very well, Hazik. How are you? We've got Alexandros coming in from Greece once more as well. I'm hoping to see some of the youngsters coming in the second half as well. Edward, I agree, a bit of a strange team from Manchester City. We will go over that in just one moment. We've got John tuning in as well. We've got FIFA in the chat too, going for 4-1 to Manchester City. So I will, like I said, go through my score prediction in just one moment. We've also got Subin Stowe going for 3-0 to Manchester City. We've got Ruth in the chat too. And we've also got Mixid moderating the chat as well. Good evening to you, Mixid. Thank you once more for tuning in to the JSGC channel for this live Champions League watch along. So let's have a look at what this means for both sides. Like I said, Manchester City have already qualified for the Champions League last 16, so it doesn't really mean anything with regards to that. However, Marseille, they do have a little bit going on there. They're looking to try and fight for a possible Europa League spot. Yeah, there we go. Olympiacos there at home taking on FC Porto for another one to keep an eye out for them. We'll just get the Champions League league table up, just so we can see the permutations for this game. So Marseille are just needing to better the result of Olympiacos. So if Olympiacos win, I think Olympiacos do go through. But if Olympiacos drop points and Marseille better the result of Olympiacos today, then they will go through to the Europa League. Just having a look at some of these league tables actually. So Manchester City, Liverpool's group is signed and sealed. I'm not too sure what score that has finished. We'll get onto the One Football app, of course, with this being sponsored by One Football. We will have a look at One Football and what score that has finished. That will keep you up to date with all the latest results. So at the moment it's currently Ajax 0, Atalanta 1, and also Midtjylland 1, Liverpool 1 is a latest score, and PSG earlier today won 5-1 at home against Istanbul Basaksehir after what happened yesterday with the fourth official and racist terminology used by the fourth official, which quite frankly UEFA doesn't surprise me. Absolutely disgraceful. But if them results stay the same, then it will be Manchester City taking on Atalanta, possibly in the last 16, as they will be finishing second. We could also draw Sevilla, we could also draw Lazio, we could also draw Barcelona or RB Leipzig. Having a look at that, RB Leipzig, not too sure I'd fancy playing them. Barcelona, hit and miss. Wouldn't be too phased by playing them. I can just imagine Pep overthinking it because it is Barcelona. Whereas if we just approached it as like a normal game, I feel like we could go through. Lazio would be a good game. Sevilla would be a good game. Atalanta once more I think could be a good game too. And as things stand, it is scheduled to change in Group B. It's Shakhtar Donetsk currently sitting in second place. They've got a difficult game. Real Madrid and Inter Milan currently sitting in third and fourth. If both of them win today though, they both go through to the Champions League at last 16. And Atletico Madrid also fighting with RB Salzburg to try and go through. Maybe Lokomotiv Moscow, I think, can maybe go through. I'm not too sure as well. But they're currently sitting in second place, so a bit of work there for Atletico to do. The one to keep an eye on really is that Group B, Mönchengladbach, with Mönchengladbach, Shakhtar Donetsk, Real Madrid and Inter Milan. The possibility of Real Madrid and Inter Milan possibly going out, which is really interesting. So yeah, that's kind of what's on for this evening. It is the last group stage game of the 2020-21 season. Leads us nicely into having a look at the teams for this game. So first we will start with our opposition first. So we've got Steve Mandanda in net for Marseille. They've got Sakai, Alvaro, Balerdi, Nagatomo, Kamara, Gay, Sanson, Thauvin, Payet and Germain, or Germain I imagine that's pronounced. Starting on the bench they've got Pele, Vanni, Perrin, Caleta, Carr, Strootman, Rongia, Kalui, Cuisance, Henrique, Benedetto and Ake. No, that isn't Nathan Ake. And Manchester City starting 11 for this evening is Zach Steffen in goal in place of Ederson. Kyle Walker starting, I presume, at right back. Nathan Ake starting at left back. Our centre back partnership for this evening is Eric Garcia and Aymeric Laporte. In defensive midfield, we've got Fernandinho. Ahead of him, we've got Ilkay Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. Out wide, we've got Riyad Mahrez and Ferran Torres, I'm presuming that is, and Phil Foden starting up top potentially for Manchester City. Could be Ferran Torres starting up top and Foden possibly on the left wing. Could be Mahrez starting up top and Torres on the right wing and Foden on the left wing. Who knows? They might be alternating, which wouldn't surprise me either. On the bench for Manchester City, it's Scott Carson, John Stones, Raheem Sterling, Gabriel Jesus. Nice to see Sergio Aguero on the bench as well, so obviously gaining some kind of fitness, which is really good to see. We've got Kevin De Bruyne, Benjamin Mendy, Joao Cancelo, Felix Nmecha, Tommy Doyle, Cole Palmer and Adrian Bernard as well. And to be honest, the 4 young players I'm looking towards there, Felix Nmecha, Tommy Doyle, Cole Palmer and Adrian Bernard, I'm hoping that they'll all start this game, if I'm honest. But they don't, and I'm disappointed because of that. But I'm hoping that they can come on throughout this game. We're allowed to use 5 substitutes, so I'm hoping that 4 of the 5 substitutes will be them young players, because as far as I'm concerned, it's a dead rubber for Manchester City. All focus is onto the Manchester derby at the weekend. You're wanting to save legs for good young players, good to go there. I'd like to see them get plenty of minutes for this game, but that is just my opinion. Like I said, it is nice to see Sergio Aguero returning as well. I find it interesting, no Kevin De Bruyne there. Eric Garcia starting at centre-back. Do not get me started on that. But John Stones is getting a rest, and Aymeric Laporte is probably the least most surprising player starting. Laporte here got a real point to prove. Laporte, if he doesn't put in a good performance, and I imagine City not getting a clean sheet, it will be John Stones and Ruben Dias starting for that match at the Manchester derby at the weekend. So a lot riding on that one. So there we go. In terms of a score prediction, I think it's going to be quite... I think it's probably going to be a little bit iffy, this, from Manchester City. I think it's going to take us a little bit, with so many changes being made, I think it's going to take us a little while to really get into the rhythm of things and really get ourselves going. And so I think this is just going to be a pretty sticky performance from City. I don't think it'll be a good performance. I think it'll take us a real while to get going, and I think it'll have a proper kind of pre-season vibe from it. However, I do still think that Manchester City can still get a positive result here. I'm still confident that City, with the team that we've put out, can pick up the win and should be causing problems for the Marseille defence and making things happen. So I'm sitting here confident. I'm going to go for a narrow but 2-1 victory this for Manchester City. So we've still got some more people just tuning in. We've got Mohammed tuning in. We've got Wayne tuning in. Jedi's tuning in as well. We've got Craig fan also in, looking for Scott Carson to come on at halftime. That would be absolutely fantastic. Chris, welcome. Thank you for tuning in once more. He's going for 2-1 as well there to Manchester City. Jedi going for 2-0 to Manchester City. I would love to know your score predictions in the chat, so do let me know what you think the final score will be for this game. Mohammed going for 6-0, I presume that to Manchester City. And also, because I am nosy and I do enjoy looking at where people are tuning in from, let me know from around the world where you are tuning in for this game. We've also got Rowett going in for 2-0 to Manchester City. That's absolutely brilliant. I'm looking forward to seeing Zach Steffen starting in this game, if I'm honest. I am. Yeah, I'm not too sure I see 6-0 Manchester City. I don't see us, maybe the first team out there, and if City were really on form, then maybe. But with the amount of changes we've made, I'd be very surprised. So we've got Jedi tuning in from Germany. We've got FIFA tuning in from England. Mohammed tuning in from, I presume that's the United States. Wayne going for 3-1 there to Manchester City. We've got Mr. Super Sid 13 moderating the chat, tuning in as well. Yo, hope you are well. Have a quick drink now. And juice, because we're boring, because it's a working day. That is nice. Wayne tuning in from England. Where in England everyone tuning in from? Quite a few from England, which is good to see. Same. If I'm honest, same. Wow, Mohamed going for 8-0 there to Manchester City. Some bold, crazy predictions out there. Some bold and crazy predictions. We've got Bola David tuning in from Nigeria. Nice, nice. Always good to see. We've got Omalimo tuning in from South Africa. Vimpto. Nothing exotic there, Mr. Super Sid 13, Aaron. Nothing exotic, if I'm honest. Chris tuning in from Manchester in the UK. When will Mixed be there again? Mixed Sid wanted him back in on the live stream. Stay tuned. Stay tuned soon. Not today, but maybe another time. We'll see. We'll see. Thank you very much, Mohammed. I do appreciate that. And FIFA, thank you very much. I'm hoping to hit 15,000 subscribers soon as well. Like I said, try and hit that before the year's out. That would be absolutely brilliant. We're less than 800, well, actually less than 750 subscribers away. So, yeah, we're making some good strides towards that. Yeah, like Mr. Super Sid says, stay tuned. Stay tuned to that. Joey tuning in from Dubai as well. Very nice. Must be very warm there in Dubai. Jedi started off very tiring. Not so bad now. We broke the back of the week. We're over Wednesday now. Wednesday evening. We've just got Thursday and Friday to go. Then on to the big game on Saturday. We've got plenty to look forward to and plenty to go through. As we go through the week, of course, with a big Manchester derby coming in. At the weekend for everyone to look forward to. Wildcats Island tuning in from Bronx, New York City, going for 4-1 to Manchester City. What we like to see. Welcome, Wildcats. I hope you do enjoy your time here on the live watch-along of this Champions League game. Rowett asking, Haaland or Mbappe, who would I like to see in the City shirt? I think I'd probably like to see Haaland. I think he'd be a better suit for us, though I won't complain at Kylian Mbappe. Haaland is probably a player that I would like to see in a City shirt. We've seen him once in it as a kid growing up. I'd like to see him there again. We've got Astronity tuning in. Good evening. I hope you are well. Thank you once more for tuning in to this live watch along. What I'm finding incredible is we're only 20 minutes into this live stream. Not even 20 minutes yet, and we're already closing in on 50 likes, which is half our aim for the whole watch along, which is crazy considering we're not even at the kickoff yet, which is mesmerising, absolutely mesmerising. Eunice, do not know. I do not know. All I can presume is maybe City are going to be making some rotated changes for that game against Manchester United, but who knows? Who knows? FIFA missing Dzeko and Alexander Kolarov. I miss Alexander Kolarov's interactions for the Christmas videos. There we go. That's what I miss. Dzeko as well. I was having a thought to myself the other day, actually. A bit of physical presence, a goal scorer up front for Manchester City, and I was thinking, like, temporary options, what could City go for? And then I thought to myself, if there's a good quality physical striker out there that City could potentially bring in, would be Olivier Giroud. So, love to know your thoughts of that in the live chat. Would be absolutely brilliant. Rohit, will we see Laporte starting against United? I imagine it'd depend on how he performs today. City keep a clean sheet and he puts in a good performance, then I wouldn't rule out him starting against Manchester United. However, City concede. He doesn't have too great a performance. I'd have thought City would stick with what's been working, which has been that Ruben Dias and John Stones partnership. So we'll see. A little bit of a selection headache. Angelino's performance yesterday against Manchester United was mesmerising. Once again calls into question why on earth Manchester City have let him go. But yeah, there we go. It's just, yeah, very frustrating. Joey, thank you. Yeah, once again, backing up what I was just saying there. Giroud is a criminally underrated player. He's a very good football player. He's a good goal scorer too. He's physical. He's a decent finisher of the football. I would certainly, with Aguero's injuries that he's had this season, if City wanted a temporary option, bringing in Giroud on like an 18-month deal would be a really good transfer to get done. But like I said, that is just my opinion. Ake starting at left back, better option than Mendy against United. I don't think Mendy's been playing too bad for City as of late, and I thought Mendy probably would be playing against Manchester United. But we'll see how Ake performs. To be fair, didn't Ake start at left back against Wolves and he kept Adama relatively quiet in that game, particularly first half? So he might not be far off there, really. That remains to be seen. What do I think about Bernardo Silva? He's a decent player. I would like to see a little bit more from him. I felt like he really hit the ground running at City, put in some fabulous performances and peaked, and he's kind of... sounds really harsh, but he's kind of petering out a little bit, and he's just kind of deteriorating, just ever so slightly. Not a lot, but just ever so slightly. So I would like to see Bernardo Silva putting in some good quality performances, getting back on the score sheet and putting in really good performances for the team. Getting them goals, getting them assists, and creating opportunities for Manchester City, which is just what you'd expect from a player that's starting in the central parts of Manchester City's midfield, is what I'd be looking for. So I'd be looking for Bernardo Silva. Like I said, at the start of his City career, really took off and was a fantastic option for City, and then it's kind of just stalled a little bit for Bernardo Silva. So I'm hoping he can start to find his feet a little bit more this season. Would be absolutely fantastic. Benjamin Mendy's been very hit and miss in times this season, but since the October international break and after that, he's not been too bad for City. If I'm completely honest, I reckon we're either looking at Mendy or Cancelo starting. I think Cancelo's put in that many good quality performances that I couldn't rule out Cancelo possibly starting against... right back or possibly at left back either. It all depends on what suits for them games, and it all depends on how City want to really kind of approach that game against Manchester United. I mean, United's probably going to be parking a lot of players behind the ball. We're talking 9-10 players, and then looking to try and hurt City on the counter attack. So who knows? Like I said, these games against Burnley and against Fulham, these are teams that aren't really going to have too much possession, that are going to just be putting balls into the box and looking to try and test City through set pieces and through balls over the top, which has really suited the pace of the game anyways, really suited players like John Stones, which is why he's managed to excel then going up against players like Martial, if he ends up featuring in that game, and against Rashford and good quality players like Bruno Fernandes, etc, then City are just needing to just up their game just ever so slightly and just be wary that there is rapid players on the wings for United to try and cause us problems on that counter attack. So City do need to think about that going forward, but at the moment City have got a game to do tonight against Marseille, and I would say that these players that are starting have all got a point to prove to try and start in that derby, and anyone that does put in a top quality performance this evening will be doing themselves no harm whatsoever in possibly starting in that big game at Old Trafford. But what I would say is that I'm not a huge fan of changing the lineup to try and suit an opposition, to try and change things to make sure that our opposition are suiting us a little bit more, if you get what I mean from that. I would be looking for City just to go about their game, and that's to try and play nice attacking football, try and be as solid as possible at the back whilst playing our high line, our style of football, and just trying to put Manchester United under as much pressure as possible, and being clinical is exactly what I would be looking for. If that means that we're going with a Cancelo starting at right back and a Benjamin Mendy at left back, then I'll support that. If that means going for possibly... check my phone. Yes, I was just not doing any giveaways there, Aaron, if I'm honest. Just not wanting to give anything away. I'd be looking for City to be as clinical as possible, and if we're going with Cancelo, I presume will be starting that game either at right back or left back. I think the most sensible, suitable option for City would be Cancelo at left back and Kyle Walker at right back. Kyle Walker can deal with the pace. Cancelo hasn't really put a foot wrong, and having someone with top quality like Aymeric Laporte or possibly Ruben Dias sitting next to him will really help to try and nullify Manchester United's attack. But I look at our game against Manchester United and I'm thinking, where can we really get at Manchester United and really put them under pressure? And I'm looking at their back four. It looked shaky as anything yesterday, and I felt like RB Leipzig found it all too easy just to completely dictate the pace of that game. And I'd be looking for Man City to try and do the same at Old Trafford, if I'm honest. I reckon it's more important, rather than having a look at Manchester City's back four, actually having a look at City's midfield and attack and who started in them positions. I'd say that's more important. City need to score goals and make sure that we are putting in them really good performances and being clinical. And tonight, this game is a perfect example of us trying to do that against a decent side like Marseille. So it is all good practice. Right, so Liverpool has finished 1-1 and Atalanta have won in Amsterdam, which means Ajax are out and Atalanta go through, so City can draw Atalanta. We're only 2 minutes or so away from kickoff. Get that in. Right, I'm just trying to get the stream up for the game so I can actually do the watch along. Otherwise, it's meaningless if we've not got the game up. There we go, just getting it up now. Dad tuning in once more. Love to see it. Things that I love to see. Moderating the chat as well. Hello there. Hope you are fantastically well. I'm looking forward to this game as well. Pressure's off, the shackles are off, we can all sit back, relax and enjoy the game and what's to come. We've got fans behind closed doors. There's rumours floating around that Manchester could be heading into Tier 2, which means by Boxing Day we could have fans back in at the Etihad Stadium. 2,000 fans back in Manchester for the Boxing Day match, which so this might be our last Champions League game behind closed doors at the Etihad Stadium. You never know. You never know. We've got Robert Robinson once more tuning in for this live watch along as well. Dan showing the support and loyalty that is just what we do love to see on the JSGC channel. So just making sure that we've got everything now in running order. Just ready for the kick-off here as the teams are out. We've had the Champions League anthem. As you can see, I completely ignored the Champions League anthem because that's what I think of that. Pep Guardiola shaking hands with Andre Villas-Boas. Zach Steffen's doing some... I don't know what he's doing. He's bending over doing some warm-ups. We've got Dimitri Payet with some crazy hairstyle. Looks like he's got a noughts and crosses board shaved into the top of his head. I think that'd be a pretty epic haircut actually, a noughts and crosses haircut, as we prepare for kickoff here for this game. It looks like it's going to be is it going to be Marseille that's going to be kicking off? Marseille attacking from right to left, Manchester City attacking from left to right as all the players take their knee once more. So I'm sure that message will be getting even louder and clearer as of the incidents that happened yesterday on the touchline in Paris and the officials being racist, which shocking if I'm completely honest, completely shocking. And we do have kickoff and it is Marseille getting us underway for this first half. So we'll get that in there. There we go. Hello, Bob. Thank you for tuning in. FIFA, I do not know. I'm not sure if I'm completely honest. Dimitri Payet was a decent player for West Ham. I'm surprised they let him go, but there we go. They did. They did let him go. So this video, or this live stream anyway, is brought to you by One Football. If you didn't know, it's sponsored by One Football. If you want to go and download the One Football app to stay up to date with all the latest football scores, football news, latest information and all that good stuff, and transfer news too, as we are heading towards transfer season, then do download the One Football app. You can do so via the link at the top of my description. That would be much appreciated, as an early ball in from Manchester City is dealt with eventually by Marseille. It heads out wide, but a free kick is given there. I'm not too sure what for, but there we go, a free kick to Marseille as Man City look to try and make their intent known from minute 1, which is just what we love to see. So it's offside given when he wasn't offside, which is, again, something that we've come to expect from officiating from UEFA. Anyway, also, do not forget to leave a thumbs up on this live stream if you do enjoy this live stream. We're already past 50 likes. We're aiming for 100 likes minimum, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you are new around here. It is free. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. We are aiming for 15,000 subscribers. We're at less than 800 subscribers away, so any help towards that will be much appreciated. As at this moment in time, we've got over 200 people now tuning in to this live watch along, so welcome everybody. Thank you for choosing the JSGC channel to stay up to date with the this Manchester City game in the Champions League against Olympique de Marseille of France, as Nathan Ake passes the ball back to Zach Steffen in the Manchester City goal. Looking forward to seeing Zach Steffen and what he can do for Manchester City. Not seen too much about him. Hopefully we could see him get a clean sheet here for Manchester City this evening. I'm hoping that, I'm hoping we can see him make a couple of decent saves, but if I'm honest, I'm hoping that Marseille won't get that far forward and we won't see such things, but there we go. Dragon, thank you for tuning in once more. I did see the things with Paul Pogba. I would have thought that Paul Pogba probably won't be starting that Manchester derby, if I am completely honest. So it's Eric Garcia with the football. It's Kyle Walker now to Fernandinho in midfield. Aymeric Laporte started on the left-hand side of defence for Manchester City, a position that we've become all familiar with. Fernandinho now passes forward. Bit of a loose pass, that one from Bernardo Silva, means Marseille can come away with the ball. City look to try and press high and intercept, and nearly did, but Marseille do well to keep hold of the ball and bring the ball clear. The Marseille player goes down under the challenge of Fernandinho. Referee doesn't give anything, but play continues as Marseille now continue their attack. It's a decent position this for them now, just outside the Man City penalty area. Can they put a ball into the box? They can. It comes in, and Zach Steffen there just comfortably catches the ball and takes his time there. I don't think Paul Pogba's got the work ethic to be a Manchester City player, if I'm honest. I couldn't imagine Pep Guardiola putting up with that, if I'm honest. So it's City once again bringing the ball forward. Kyle Walker now passes it backwards. Eric Garcia. I just thought this might be Eric Garcia's, maybe his last ever performance or last ever game for Manchester City. If he does leave in January, he may not play a game for City. Maybe the FA Cup. Maybe. Depends how quick Barcelona want to act. As City again come forward now. Ferran Torres works it out wide. Dug in well from Phil Foden. It's a decent ball back in from Phil Foden. Ferran Torres just couldn't sort his feet out as Nathan Ake presses high and wins the ball back for Manchester City. Phil Foden now. Fernandinho, it's intercepted well actually from Marseille. They come forward, City once again pressing like a pack of wolves, looking to really dig and press and put Marseille under pressure and win that football back as quickly as possible, as Marseille are forced to go long, and it is intercepted by Aymeric Laporte, who passes back to Zach Steffen in the Manchester City goal, starting ahead of Ederson this evening. It's Aymeric Laporte now bringing the ball forward for Manchester City. Works the ball out wide. It's Nathan Ake. Ilkay Gundogan starting in this game. I'm surprised he's starting in this game, so I'm wondering if it's going to be a Rodri and De Bruyne kind of midfield on Saturday, and who's going to go up top. As Mandanda there lives a bit dangerously, manages to turn and twist and escape the presence there of Ferran Torres and clear his lines for Marseille. As Marseille have all players inside their own half. Man City letting their intention known. It's Nathan Ake now to Phil Foden on the left-hand side. Ake. No little voice break from me. It's twice now. Twice. As we're only 34 likes away from 100. That is absolutely brilliant. Like I said, please do leave a thumbs up on the live stream if you are enjoying the live stream. I'm watching it on BT Sport. You can watch that in the UK. Live on BT Sport, this game. Phil Foden exchanges passes with Bernardo Silva. The ball goes in. Kyle Walker meets it with his head. It does go. The offside flag is up as it does go behind anyway, but it will be a free kick there to Marseille. Yeah, do leave a thumbs up on this live stream if you are enjoying the live stream. Again, offside's given, but he's perfectly onside. It's ridiculous. Subscribe as well anyway. If you are new around here, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. It is free. Kyle Walker gets his header all wrong there. Hits the wrong part of his head and does go flying wide, so no problems there. If the ball had gone into the back of the net though, where VAR may have ruled over that and City had never had a goal, but there we go. But yeah, we are aiming for 15,000 subscribers here on the JSGC channel, so if you are enjoying the content, then please do subscribe. And also this video is brought to you by OneFootball. If you want to go and download the OneFootball app to stay up to date with all the latest football news and the latest scores and transfer news and stuff like that, any football fan really should have the OneFootball app. Then do download that via the link at the top of my description, as that really does help with the future content that I do create on this channel. Lovely bit of pressing here. Mahrez, oh, how has he missed? It's a decent save from Mandanda. Not too sure how that hasn't ended up in the back of the net, if I'm honest. A player of the quality of Riyad Mahrez that I thought would have been burying that. He was offside, so it wouldn't have stood, which is a crazy rule now, which means that if City score off this corner, then the goal will count, which I find absolutely insane. So it's Phil Foden that's going to put the ball into the box here. Goes in, it's flicked on, and cleared eventually by Marseille. A decent opportunity that from Riyad Mahrez. A decent clearance actually by Marseille. Needs dealing with and is dealt with well by Kyle Walker at the back for Manchester City. Like I said, a good performance here from Kyle Walker, and all of a sudden that left-back situation's already solved because Cancelo's not put a foot wrong really for Man City, and if Walker puts in a good performance, then there you go, there's your right-back and left-back sorted already. It's all about Laporte and Ruben Dias. As Ferran Torres has gone down in a little bit of pain, gritting his teeth. A little bit of a niggle through on the follow through of that challenge. Yeah, just steps on the back of his heel. Over 200, yeah, we've got over 220 people actually tuning in, which is really good to see. So thank you everyone for that, much appreciated. As Marseille clear their lines once more and bringing the ball forward. We're now only 30 likes away from our live stream target of 100 likes. There's Aussie tuning in from California. That's what we like to see. 28 likes away now. Doing really well. Long may it continue. So Marseille are really looking for balls over the top. Ball is cleared by Manchester City. It's decent work that by Riyad Mahrez. Works the ball out and the advantage is played for City and they can bring the ball forward. Nowhere really for Phil Foden to go. Is it Ferran Torres? I'm not too sure to go. So they work the ball backwards. Thank you very much, Danny. Appreciate it. We are doing well today. There's a lot more interaction and a lot more interest on this game than what I was expecting. I mean, 200 likes would be brilliant, but let's be grounded and aim for that 100 likes first and foremost is what we like to see. There's Akebo's tuning in from Uganda. decent crossfield past that. Walker now, Mahrez, Fernandinho. So it's been a decent opening 10 minutes from Manchester City. Opportunities have been there. They haven't put their chances away as of yet. Lots of space for City, a lot more space than what I was expecting. I'd probably say City are playing better. City are looking good at this moment in time. City have a corner here. City's dominating the possession and creating opportunities. Sorry, a free kick as it comes in and the header's just over the bar. Decent opportunity that. Aymeric Laporte just flicks it on and it does go over the bar. A really decent ball in. I think that was Ilkay Gundogan. It's a real opportunity, that one, for Aymeric Laporte. Manages to get all the direction on there. It's just over. It's very unlucky, that one, really. It's 0-0 here at the moment in Manchester. Manchester City 0, Olympique de Marseille 0. Versatile tuning in from South Africa. A decent dinked ball over the top. It's Ake now. Working the ball forward. The ball is there to be won and it's won really well. Ilkay Gundogan now feeds it through. Decent bit of passage of play and it's very unlucky. Good reading there from Mandanda. Good play that from Manchester City. Good football all around, really, from both sides there. Good bit of attacking intent from Manchester City and a good bit of defensive play from Marseille. It's what you like to see. Good football there. Nice and easy on the eye as Mandanda brings the ball forward. As Ruth tuning in from Israel. We really are international here on the JSGC channel and I love it. I do absolutely love it. We're only 19 likes away from 100. I remember just a couple of weeks ago saying I was trying to get to 100 likes before half-time for the first time. Got a feeling that today we could do that again, which is absolutely brilliant. Good bit of defending from Ake to stop the cross, and he can clear his lines here. That's a decent ball in from Marseille. They managed a good bit of defending from City. Just to put off Jaman. And so he can't direct his header and it ends up going out of play for a goal kick there to Manchester City. As ICI tuning in from Palestine. We're not getting involved in that. We're not getting involved in that. Nice. Nice and refreshing. Ilkay Gundogan now. Bit of a poor pass. Always slightly to, I think that was Bernardo Silva's left-hand side. Ends up just deflecting it out, getting his foot onto it, but it ends up going out of play for a throw-in. To Marseille, that is, as Marseille bring themselves forward. As Okebu says that, tuning in obviously from Uganda, saying they're going into lockdown, so I'm sorry to hear that. I'm hoping that we can get a goal in the next 10-15 minutes. That would be great. Thank you, FIFA. I did see that before. That is much appreciated. I'll have to comment with a blue heart. Thank you, FIFA. I appreciate your support. Decent ball from Walker. Mahrez manages to force the defender into having to defend, having to keep the ball and take a touch rather than guiding the ball out for a goal kicker. City really looking to press and put Marseille under pressure here. Ends up turning into absolutely nothing for Marseille. They just clear the lines and it goes out of play for a throw-in. So this is good bit of play from Manchester City, really forcing the issue here and just restricting Marseille to peanuts, basically, doing what boa constrictors do really well. We'll ask for people please not to spam the chat. That would be much appreciated. Just stop me from doing some of the interactions and just seeing the same comment. I am hoping that Bernardo Silva can score as well. That would be fantastic. Bernardo, you make a very good point. Well, you make a point. It's a decent ball across. Saying you're hoping that Manchester City will sign... well, you say that City need to sign Kalidou Koulibaly. Not too sure. I think that ship has sailed, if I'm completely honest. I think that ship has sailed. Corner, though, to City. Phil Foden to take. 17 minutes in. It's Manchester City 0, Marseille 0. Corner comes in. It's knocked onto the far post. Nathan Ake picks up the loose ball. It's Ilkay Gundogan now. Fernandinho. Decent ball out to the left-hand side once more. Nathan Ake. Ilkay Gundogan. Working it backwards. Fernandinho. Works down the left-hand side once more. Bernardo Silva. Nathan Ake. Chance for him to put a ball into the box. It's not bad. It's dealt with, though, by Marseille initially. Can't really clear their line, so it comes out to the edge of the penalty area to Manchester City, and City looking to try and just thread it through nice and delicately, and Ilkay Gundogan ends up taking too heavy of a touch, and it does go flying out of play for a goal kick. So, good opportunity this, with a little break in the in play at this moment in time, with there going to be a goal kick to Marseille, for another chance to say that thank you very much to OneFootball for sponsoring this live stream. And if you haven't downloaded the OneFootball app already, please do so via the link at the top of my description. Doing so really does help to support the future content that I do create on this channel. And we've also got some more work with OneFootball coming up very soon for everyone to look forward to before Christmas, which I'm looking forward to announcing a little bit nearer the time for everyone to look forward to. JSGC pulling strings and making things happen in the background. It's what we like to see, I'm sure. We're only 10 likes away now. City once more, bringing it forward. It's Kyle Walker. Decent bit of play this from City. Can't really turn it into shots right now, but they are having dangerous territory here for City. A dinked ball over. It's cleared. It's going to be a free kick yet. Marseille can fully clear their lines now, so that's a bit of a disappointing end to what looked like it was a good little position there for Manchester City. C'est la vie, as they say. So we're reading through Sky Sports commentary on there, saying City on the front, which I find interesting. Anyway, we're only 6 likes away from 100 likes, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. If you are watching this and you haven't already, then do leave a thumbs up. There's a good bit of defending there from Marseille, ensures that they can come away with the football. Very good, bro. That's what I like to see after a disappointing result against Wickham at the weekend. Picking up a good win against Middlesbrough, I'm sure, would be absolutely fantastic for you. And also, yeah, while we're on that subject, do subscribe as well. That would be much appreciated. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. We're on that big push now towards 15,000 subscribers. We're less than 800 subscribers away. So if you're new around here and your first time here watching JSGC, or you may have been watching some of my videos before and you haven't already, do subscribe. It is free. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Please do help my channel to grow. That would be absolutely brilliant. We're only 1 like away now from 100 likes. So who wants the good pleasure of being the 100th like? Decide amongst yourselves. As City come out with the ball now. As Versatile tuning in from Adamsville. There we go. Party. I need to get one of them little... I forgot what they're called. You know, them party blowers. When we hit 100 likes. Woo! Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Aaron. Smashing it out there tonight, which is absolutely fantastic. So thank you, everyone, for that. But flying tonight, it's good. It's good to see. For a meaningless game as well, I just wasn't expecting it. Decent play this, though, from City. Down the left-hand side now. Phil Foden into the penalty area. Good play from Marseille. They're just looking to really play it out from the back. They clear their lines. I think because we've hit 100 likes so early, I think we should aim for 150 likes. Why not? Laporte with the ball now. Ake. Work it down the left-hand side. Ball gets played across field. It's a really good ball. Riyad Mahrez now. Kyle Walker just couldn't get his feet right there to try and control it inside the penalty area. It's going to allow Marseille to clear their lines. Mahrez doing a good bit of pressing means that Marseille can pick up a throw-in just outside their own penalty area. It's been very much 24 minutes of Manchester City on top, looking to get into dangerous positions, and they have done. However, Man City aren't really turning that domination and possession into shots and causing problems for the Marseille goalkeeper Mandanda. However, good bit of pressing and a shot comes in from Manchester City from Phil Foden, does go flying over the crossbar. As Aymeric Garcia has gone down, holding his hamstring, so this could be the end of Aymeric Garcia's game for this match. Which, obviously, personal opinions and everything. I'm not going to chuck it right out there or anything about that with Aymeric Garcia, but if it is an injury, I do wish him all the best. What a question from Versatile there. Anyone here work at McDonald's? Just on the potluck chance that maybe they do work at McDonald's. As Ginger Plays tunes in. Hello there, thank you for tuning in. Is Aymeric Garcia looks like he may be going off. Mine's a Big Mac. I like Big Macs. Just look, yep, John Stones coming on. Eric Garcia's night done. So John Stones will come on for Manchester City here. Not too sure why I haven't put Harwood Bellis on the bench. I'd like to have seen him feature, possibly just signing a new contract at Manchester City. Would have been a perfect time for him to come on, but there we go. There we go. We've not quite hit 14.3. I just had a look on the live YouTube studio. We're still 25 short of that. 25 subscribers away. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe. We could have our 14,300th subscriber whilst live on the on this stream, which would be absolutely phenomenal. I'd like to have seen Harwood Bellis feature, but there we go. Marseille in a decent position here to possibly put a ball into the box. Ake does really well to keep hold of the ball. He's looking for a free kick. He isn't getting it and loses the ball as well. Marseille player wants a free kick. He's not getting it. And City can eventually clear their lines. Bit of a poor clearance, that one from Bernardo Silva. Just volleys the ball out of play. And John Stones is now coming on for Manchester City in place of the injured Eric Garcia. So I'm wishing Eric Garcia a speedy recovery there. It'll melt. Oh, it'll melt. Oh, you need to see one sec. I'll speak to you in a bit. Nope. Anyway, back to football. Ball goes out of play for a goal kick to Manchester City, which Zach Steffen will take. Just going to get a little roundup from around the Champions League grounds. We'll do a more thorough one at half-time, as I know a lot of people do like to stay tuned to all the latest scores, as Marseille just press Man City high up here. A decent opportunity now. Big opportunity. It's 1-0 Marseille. The offside flag goes up. Dimitri Payet does give Marseille the lead, but the offside flag does go up. VAR now has the decision to make there. The original on-field decision is offside. We'll have another look at this one here. City have got away with this one. If it is offside, he is offside. He's about a yard offside, so City do get away with that one. The linesman, of course, just keeps his flag down, just waiting for the opportunity so VAR can make that decision. It's a decent finish, though, by Dimitri Payet with the outside of his foot. But the offside flag goes up and it does remain 0-0 here. And while City have had the lion's share of possession and been dominating this game, Marseille letting City know that they've got the quality there to come forward and hurt us on the counter-attack, which is, of course, what we've all come to fear. Now, just all 0-0s for the latest scores from around the ground in the Champions League, apart from in City's group, Olympiacos 0, FC Porto 1, so Marseille will be happy with that. Marseille know that with just a point here, they will go through if that stays the same. And Real Madrid are currently 1-0 up against Mönchengladbach, which will also send Real Madrid through to the last 16 of the Champions League. So we're through just over 30 minutes here. Manchester City 0, Marseille 0. City have dominated this game. Marseille have just had a goal disallowed. As we get an advertisement for the last 16 of the draw, which will be taking place on Monday morning for everyone to look forward to. I'll be at work then, so I will more than likely tweet about it and maybe make a video on it on Monday discussing City's chances, probably for everybody to look forward to. I don't know whether I'll put that out Monday night or Tuesday morning, depending on algorithm. Shame I can't do a live reaction to that, as I would like to have done a live reaction, but there we go. As City come forward once more, it's Ilkay Gundogan. Phil Foden now. Dispossessed well by Marseille in the middle, and they come forward with the ball. As Marseille try a cheeky little attempt to try and chip Zach Steffen, who was off his line by Payet. Doesn't really work, and Zach Steffen does just catch the ball. As we're up to 119 likes, so we're aiming for 150 likes. So any help towards that would be much appreciated by me. See if we can get to 150. That would be absolutely grand. Good bit of possessional play this by Manchester City, although they do, just as I say that, lose possession, of course. Commentators curse. Good bit of pressing this from City. Mahrez couldn't quite keep it in. And goes out of play for a throw-in to Manchester City. As City win the ball back high up now. And it's Mahrez with a shot and just wide. And just wide, that effort there from Riyad Mahrez. Nice to see Man City now having some shots. See if there's any other score changes. Yeah, Real Madrid have now gone 2-0 up against Borussia Mönchengladbach, which will be enough to send Real Madrid through. I've just lost my stream, so I can't actually tell you right now what is happening. So I'll just reload that. I'll just get that reloaded. We're up to 121 likes now, which is always good to see. Always good to see. Earlier results from today, it did finish Ajax 0, Atalanta 1, FC Midtjylland 1, Liverpool 1, and PSG 5, Istanbul Başakşehir, however you say their name, 1. Finished early actually. I've not had a chance to look at that PSG game. Was a hat-trick there for Neymar and a brace for Kylian Mbappe. I'm still waiting for the stream to come back. Oh, it's disgraceful from the Congo McDonald's. Disgraceful, as we do get our stream back eventually. The joys of live streaming and live football, as Marseille have a free kick on the outside of their penalty area. Mandanda brings it forward. Manchester City can regain possession of the football though through Laporte, who passes it back to Zach Steffen. John Stones driving Manchester City forward, who came on for Eric Garcia early in this first half after a bit of an injury, as Mahrez just couldn't quite get his pass right there for Ferran Torres to set him away. And so instead, Mandanda just clears their lines there for Marseille, and it goes straight out of play for a throw-in to Manchester City. Not going to change my sub count till I get 5 more subscribers. I'm still 5 subscribers short of 14,300. I have my YouTube studio, which has an exact amount of how many subscribers I'm on, and I'm on 14,295 at this moment in time. So I'm still looking for 5 more subscribers before I hit the magical 14,300, and I will change that on my live subscriber count. That's why it's not quite tweaked over yet, because we're not quite there. As we're up to 124 likes. I'm wondering if we can get to 150 likes is the aim, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. And don't forget also, like I said, to subscribe to the JSGC channel. That would be much appreciated. And also don't forget to go and download the OneFootball app. You can do so through the link at the top of my description to stay up to date with all the latest football scores, which is what I'm keeping you up to date with on all the latest footballing scores for today. You can also go and check out the latest transfer news, the latest footballing news, and also the latest videos and highlights and all that good stuff with the latest statistics for games and everything. It's a very good app, so do go and check that out if you so wish. Thank you very much, Dad. I do appreciate that. Why is this game so boring? There's no real edge to it because there's nothing riding on it. That's probably the real answer there. A vintage Manchester City game in the Champions League. City dictate and dominate the game, but at the end of the day, it's all about everything riding on the games. With the knockout games in the last 16 onwards is what really matters. It's kind of where Man City have come up short over the last few seasons, particularly under Pep Guardiola in the Champions League, as Marseille come forward. Just on the outside of the Manchester City penalty area. They do give the ball away though, so it allows City the opportunity to just have a bit of respite and bring the ball forward for themselves now. It's Ilkay Gundogan goes down under a challenge of the Marseille player, and a yellow card is given to, I think that's Gay there, I think. Is that the former Everton player? If I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken. I do not know. Papa Gay? I do not know. Who did he play for? Might not be the former Everton player, you know. He's not actually played for Le Havre. There we go. New one to come across. Must be a different one. Is it Adisa Gay that I'm thinking of? I don't know. Anyway, not him. 'Tis not him. It is Barca versus City as a possibility. I think that would be a good game. Fancy our chances of knocking them out if Pep doesn't overthink it. 2-0 PNE, just what Aaron's looking for. Decent result that for Preston. Mahrez now. There's an overlap of Walker. Doesn't use it. Deflected up, and Mandanda comes to collect the loose ball there under the challenge of Ilkay Gundogan. Up to 130 likes now, only 20 likes away from the 150 as we're entering into the latter stages of this Champions League first half of this game. Terrible with my English today, I apologise. Getting all muddled. It's been a long day. It has been a long day. As Atletico Madrid have gone 1-0 up away against Salzburg, which will mean Atletico Madrid do go through and will be a potential opponent for Manchester City too. As we do hit 130 likes, we're only 20 likes away from 150. Marseille looking to play a crossfield pass. I'd have thought Ake had dealt with that. He hasn't, so they're on the attack now on the right-hand side. Does Ake? Ball comes across, and it is deflected there. It goes out for a goal kick. I think a goal kick's being given there, which is a surprise. I thought that would have been a corner. It's a decent ball across. Good bit of defending that from John Stones at the near post. Oh, and he's given a corner. Germain had his hands in his head. So it is a corner here to Marseille. I was going to say it did look like a corner. So it's going to be Dimitri Payet to take the corner. Corner comes in. It's not a bad corner. Is dealt with, though, by Manchester City. Only momentarily, though, as Marseille look to put another ball in. Should be dealt with and is eventually by City, and they can clear their lines. Although Marseille do win the second ball and get themselves back into a decent position. Another cross comes in. It's not dealt with by City at the back post, and a shot does come in. It's ping-ponging around, and a shot comes in, and it's just wide from Marseille. A really decent opportunity, I could argue. One of, if not the best opportunity of this half that would have been a legit goal there. Of course, Marseille have already had a goal disallowed, and Man City had a great opportunity through Mahrez, which would have been offside if it had gone in. Really decent opportunity, hitting it on the volley as well, just dragging it about a yard wide of Stefan's goal there from Sanson. 3-0 now. Decent. Good win that for PNE. Stefan now. Wow. Really poor pass out, and it goes straight out of play for a throw in there to Marseille. Marseille smelling blood, looking to put City under pressure. Decent ball in, looked like he'd used his arm. A shot comes in, and it does go out of play for a corner here. A shot coming in from Gay there. So, yeah, Man City backs against the wall here at this moment in time. Marseille really rallying forward. Used his chest, not his arm there. Decent save that from Stefan, though, and it does go out for a corner. Man City really being put under pressure in the latter parts of this first half. It's another corner here for Marseille with Payet to take. Dimitri Payet puts another corner in. It's headed to the back post. Fernandinho clears it for City. Eventually City can pick up the loose pieces, and the free kick is given there for City. I think maybe for offside. City want to take it quickly. However, the referee's not having any of it and wants to slow it all down, and so City will just take their time instead. So there's only, less than 2 minutes to go here until the end of the 45 minutes, and we go into added time for this first half. City have played well for the majority of this first half. However, the last 3 or 4 minutes, Marseille have really worked their way back into this game and putting City under a lot of pressure, and had a couple of good opportunities with one good save from Stefan and a shot just going wide as well. For Marseille to potentially take the lead. Marseille, of course, still got Europa League football to play for, currently sitting in 4th place in this last Champions League group stage match, knowing that if they can better the result of Olympiacos, who are currently losing against FC Porto in Greece. So Marseille know that with a point here, they will go into the Europa League. Manchester City have nothing to play for, hence they've made so many changes for this game. Are already through to the last 16, already finished first as well in the Champions League. City kind of just taking their intent away from the game, playing for places for that game against Manchester United at the weekend. But if I'm honest with you, it's always it's the competitive edge that City are kind of missing out on, if I'm honest. So it's Aymeric Laporte now, just looking to coast City's way to half-time here. It's not been a bad effort from Manchester City. Not enough shots for how dominating we have been, though, in my opinion. So I'm looking for City really to try and up that in the second half. May we see Sergio Aguero possibly. City are allowed to make 5 substitutions. If I'm honest, I'm looking to try and see some of the youngsters as well, just to save some of the legs. Eric Garcia has already picked up an injury. It looked like a hamstring injury. So we have got John Stones needlessly on this pitch when we could have had Harwood Bellis, who is not even making the bench this evening. Disappointed that, considering he's just signed a new contract at Manchester City. But there we go. John Stones looks like it's way too much on that, as we're into 2 minutes of added on time here. So we've got about 90 seconds or so to go until the half-time whistle will sound. Pep Guardiola's just slumped in his chair. It's been a bit of a nothing game, a bit of a meh game. I did predict this at the start when I went through my preview. So 1 minute to go, 1 minute of added time gone, 1 minute to go before we get to half-time. Mandanda with a goal kick. It's flicked on by Marseille into the Manchester City half. City managed to intercept that well through Ilkay Gundogan. Plays it back to Zach Steffen. Steffen now into Aymeric Laporte. Into Ilkay Gundogan. Back to Laporte. Up to 135 likes now, only 15 likes away from 150 likes. That would be absolutely brilliant. As Fernandinho brings the ball forward. Ilkay Gundogan now. Back to Fernandinho. Only 20 seconds left of this first half here. One last opportunity maybe for Manchester City. It's John Stones. City to work the ball a little bit quicker if they're to get anything or any success with this with the ball. There's a bit of a loose pass here. Mahrez now maybe looks to try and sell a dummy, flicks it out, can get it to Phil Foden. City in a good position here, whip it across, and the goalkeeper does collect that, and that will be that for the last action of the first half. Phil Foden looks a little frustrated there as the half-time whistle does go, and it is Manchester City 0, Olympique de Marseille 0. In this Champions League group stage game, the match day 6th game this at the Etihad Stadium. It has been Manchester City that have dominated this game. However, I would say that Marseille have probably created the best opportunities with a shot going just wide from Sarsen. Was probably the best opportunity of the game other than Riyad Mahrez potentially scoring a goal with a decent save from Mandanda, which would have been offside, and also Marseille having a goal disallowed through a decent finish from Dimitri Payet. But other than that, it's been pretty quiet. Eric Garcia has picked up an injury and also another talking point. But what we'll do is we will have a look at the match stats for this game. And we'll also have a look at the scores from elsewhere as well, because I know people do like to have a look at that. So we'll first start with the stats. So it is Manchester City having the lion's share of possession, 65% possession compared with the 35% possession for Marseille. Marseille have had 2 shots, 1 on target, 1 save for Zach Steffen to make. 4 shots for Manchester City, 1 on target. 65% possession, just 4 shots. I am a little bit disappointed with that. Like I said, I'm looking for City to really have some more shots and really try and make things happen there. Nothing as of yet, no block shots either. Passing completion rate at just under 90% from Manchester City at 89.6%. Marseille just below 76% at 75.9%. City have made 1 clear-cut chance. You know, is what it is. Aerial duels at 72.7% for Manchester City, at 27% for Marseille. Tackle completion rate at 50% for City, at 40% for Marseille. 1 save apiece for both goalkeepers to make, and 1 yellow card for Gay there for Marseille. So yeah, really much of a muchness first half, I felt, if I'm completely honest. But there we go. So we are going to do our round the grounds, looking at the live scores for everyone to stay up to date with. But first, we will do our little promotion and sponsors. So firstly, if you want to go and download the OneFootball app, the OneFootball app is what I'm using to keep everyone up to date with all the latest statistics and the latest scores for this match. If you want to go and download the OneFootball app, please go and do so through the link at the top of my description. That really does help to support the future content that is created on this channel. So any help towards doing that would be much appreciated. I've done a promo video for everybody to check out on why you should download the OneFootball app, which I'll roll right now for you guys. This video is brought to you by OneFootball. If you want to download the OneFootball app, all you need to do is press the link at the top of my description, which will take you forward to where you can download this app. The OneFootball app is extremely useful if you are a huge football fan just like me. It provides you with the latest footballing news, transfer news, and the latest videos as well. It is one source of information of where I get my transfer news from. It also allows you to see the latest scores with what's happening in the footballing world. If you just click on a game, including any Manchester City game, it will not only bring up the latest team news, but it will also bring up the latest statistics and keep you up to date with everything happening in that game. If you want to download this app, all you need to do is press the link at the top of the description to stay up to date. So thank you very much to OneFootball for sponsoring this video. It is much appreciated by me. Please go and download that app through the link at the top of my description. If you want to go and check out my social media links, they're in the description below too. My Twitter and Instagram. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries, you can also find my email in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries, you can also find them links if you want to go and search for me and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, or hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries just on the banner just below me right now. Don't forget also to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And one last note, my live subscriber count has now flicked over to 14,300 subscribers live on air. So there we go. We're now less than 700 subscribers away. So from my target of 15,000 subscribers. So any help towards hitting 15,000 subscribers would be much appreciated. I'm looking to try and hit that big number, 15k, before the year is out. We've had phenomenal growth this year on the JSGC channel. Let's do that one last push. Let's see if we can get there. That would be much appreciated. So let's do a little bit of interaction before we end up going to go from around the ground and looking at what is happening from the first half and second half, as we are in the other games in England. So we've got the Man City stand. Hello, I am very well, thank you very much. How are you? Eunice, I think you're a bit unfair there, if I'm honest, on Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres is 20 years old. I think he's going to take a season or two to really blend in and see the best of him. So I'd say give him time. We've got ZFN also tuning in. We've got Nelson tuning in too. Salut to you, Ali. Thank you for tuning in once more. So we're going to go round the grounds now with what is happening. So we'll start in the Champions League first. It's finished Ajax 0, Atalanta 1, Midtjylland 1, Liverpool 1, and PSG 5, Istanbul Başakşehir 1. Half-time scores from around the ground in the Champions League. It's currently Bayern Munich 0, Lokomotiv Moscow 0, Inter Milan 0, Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Manchester City 0, Marseille 0, Olympiacos 0, FC Porto 1, Real Madrid 2, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, and Red Bull Salzburg 0, Atletico Madrid 1. Into the Championship it has finished Preston North End 3, Middlesbrough 0. Aaron will be delighted with that. Currently latest scores, it's Barnsley 1, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Brentford 0, Derby County 0, Bristol City 0, Blackburn Rovers 0, Norwich City 1, Nottingham Forest 0, and Reading 0, Birmingham City 2. And I think that's all, if I'm honest, of all the major events happening for this evening. So that was pretty quick. If I am honest, I'm just happy we smashed past 14,300 subscribers. That's absolutely ace. So thanks everyone for that. Ooh, right. Anyway, let's see if I can get my stream to work. Stream's been a bit iffy today. Stream, not gonna lie, has been a little bit iffy. So we'll give it another try, see if it's working. I'm watching on the BT Sport app. It's normally what I watch my games on. Seems to be working now, so I can keep you up to date, which is always good to see. Doing a live watch along without actually watching the game, I think is pretty hilarious. Not too sure that is what will happen, but it might. Use the chat to keep me up to date, keep things entertaining. That would be pretty funny. Eunice, he's 20 years old. He's learning. Like I said, a new signing comes in. Look at Joao Cancelo. In my opinion, been one of City's best players. Needs time. And Ferran Torres is another player. He'll need time. Give him 2 seasons. I will not comment on Ferran Torres and how he's performing until he's a little bit older, a little bit more mature. Certainly I can comment and that he needs to learn to do this and do that better. But I do feel like with Ferran Torres, it's too early into his City career. He's 20 years old. He's going to need time. And I was well aware of that when City signed him. Man City went the whole season last season without actually having wingers to compete with Mahrez and Raheem Sterling. And that worked for Manchester City for the most part of it. And I imagine it could probably work for City again. So it is nice to have Ferran Torres here. I do firmly believe that he can be a success for Manchester City. He will need time though due to his age. He isn't the finished product. He isn't the finished article by any stretch of the imagination. But he's here to learn and to improve and to get better. And the only way he'll do that is through featuring in games. I do agree. He's going to need to be more consistent for City. He's going to need to put in some top quality performances from City. It's what we're always looking for. But obviously you are looking for the quality there for him. He's in an attacking position for Manchester City, and the only thing you will judge attacking players on at Manchester City under Pep Guardiola is through goals and assists, and that's what I would be looking for from Ferran Torres, and I'd be looking for him to do that a little bit more. What I'm looking for is for him to show the consistency that he showed for Spain, how he performed for Spain when scoring that hat-trick against Germany. He was phenomenal that evening. I'm looking for him to try and replicate that for Manchester City, and I imagine there'll be a couple of games where Ferran Torres really shines and really does come into his own. There'll be other games where he kind of goes ghost-like and he kind of just goes under the radar, which controversial, but I can accuse Phil Foden for some games being like that too. But I put that straight down to his age, not criticising Phil as a player. I think it's unfair for me to do that with Ferran Torres as well. He's only 20 years old. He's got a lot to learn. He's got his whole career ahead of him. Like I said, it's a bit different if you're into your prime, you're 28, 29 years old, and you've done this week in, week out for years and years. It's a bit different than if they're not pulling their weight or they're not putting in performances that you come to expect. But as it is, I'll give Ferran Torres time before I judge of him. And like I said, normally I give a player a season. What I would say 2 seasons for a player being so young. Anything can happen. We'll see. But if Ferran Torres isn't tracking back, it's up to Pep to decide that and teach him, to get him to learn that and develop that into his game. Like I said, if he's a senior player in City's team and he's not doing that, they're going to get slaughtered for it. But being a young player, you put it down to a learning curve, and it is a learning curve because he is a young player. I think it all comes down to quality rather than work rate, though, to be fair. I think it all comes down to quality and you really showing how good you can be. And I know Ferran Torres has got the quality and the potential, because Manchester City wouldn't have signed him if he didn't have that. City spent weeks pursuing him. We spent a good amount of money, £20+ million, bringing him in, and I'm looking for him to be replicating that quality for City and putting in good quality performances. However, like I said, I'm happy to give him time, and if that means him turning up and not playing particularly well in some games. That is going to happen. Like I said, Phil Foden doesn't turn up and dictate games. There's some games where Phil Foden has a brilliant game, completely dictates everything that's happening and is showing just why he is a great quality player. There's other games where Phil Foden's completely useless and he isn't offering anything to City, and we're needing someone with a more mature head to come out and try and make that difference. My stream is proper not working, so we'll try something different. We'll see if we get this to work instead, because it doesn't seem to be working, which is not what we are looking for. We're only 5 likes away from 150 likes, which is crazy. Crazy. Not even into the second half yet. Dolito, I remember him. I'm not going to jump on the back of a player that's 20 years old and learning. There's some games. There's some games where I'd be looking for certain players to be looking to really pull forward and show their quality for City. There'll be some games where, for Ferran Torres in particular, that he'll struggle in, that he's going to find difficult adapting to a new league, new philosophy, new culture. It's a lot to take in for a young player, and it'll take time. Look at Leroy Sané. I mean, Leroy Sané had all the quality in the world. We could all see that. We could all see how good Leroy Sané was. Yet some games for City, he was horrendous, absolutely awful. Wouldn't work hard, wouldn't do anything, wouldn't do as he's told. It just wouldn't click and wasn't working at all. There were other games where the game was just crying out for Leroy Sané, and Leroy Sané fitted that game like a glove, and he'd make a real difference. So it's just all about finding what suits, how you can get the best out of the player, and picking and choosing which games you choose to utilise to try and get the best out of players. And I think that's important with Ferran Torres. I think City need to pick the games where they think Ferran Torres could make the difference here. If there's going to be a team that's going to attack us a little bit more, I'd say Ferran Torres would suit more for City, maybe if we're looking to play on the counter-attack, because he's quick and he'd look to try and force players back, whereas sometimes it'd be looking for a little bit more of a dynamic edge to Manchester City. So a team like Burnley sitting deeper, not too sure that Ferran Torres would make the difference too much on a team that isn't insistent on playing. So having someone that's going to try and cut in and try and make the difference and try and make some creativity out wide, you may look towards the Riyad Mahrez and Bernardo Silva. So it's all about finding what works and what doesn't, and you can only use that really through your own best judgment and trialing it and seeing what does happen. Bernardo Silva's a really difficult one, because I feel like he's not... I don't know. I was going to say he's a winger. With what Man City look for from their wingers, it doesn't really suit Bernardo Silva, and what City look for someone like Bernardo Silva would suit more centrally. Yet when he's playing centrally, he doesn't really have the creativity there that what David Silva did to try and make the difference and try and make things happen. So it's all about what we're looking for. Trying to fight to win the certainly trying to fight to win the league. You can only fight. You can only do your best. You can only try and win as many games as possible and work hard to try and do that. I'm really struggling with my stream here. So it might have kicked off for the second half that I've missed, because my stream's just not working, which is rubbish. For some reason the BT Sports app doesn't really want to work properly today. There we go. So I think the players are back out for the second half. Yeah, so just in time. Just in time. So we're just waiting for the second half here. It's going to be Manchester City getting us underway. They're attacking from right to left. Marseille attacking from left to right. As we get started underway for this second half of this match. As we are close to 150 likes now. Only 4 likes away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated by me. See if I can get this stream. I'm really struggling with the stream. I do apologise for this if I'm a bit quiet. I'm just trying to, or looking busy or doing something. I'm just trying to get the stream to work. As it's Nathan Ake in control of the football here. Mahrez now. Fernandinho, decent position, tries to get a ball in. It's miles offside there. Raheem Sterling, who's come on for Manchester City for this second half. As he's come on for Ilkay Gundogan, so I presume City are just changing it up a little bit. So I presume that's going to be Phil Foden going into the middle and Ferran Torres possibly going through the middle. So an attacking three of Mahrez, Sterling and Ferran Torres, I presume. Yep, and Phil Foden, yep, playing in that position. Just sitting a bit deeper, and Fernandinho and Ilkay Gundogan. Fernandinho and Bernardo Silva occupying the other areas in midfield. As Kevin De Bruyne does warm up. To be honest, I'd like to see a little bit of Tommy Doyle, if I'm honest. We've got him in the thumbnail. I'd like to see a bit of Tommy Doyle. That's what I'd be looking for. As we're only 1 like away from 150, so you may as well leave a thumbs up. If you want to be that 150th like on the live stream. Decent tackle that from Fernandinho, showing still that he can be the quality that City are looking for into only last few months of his contract. Mahrez driving hard, played through. Ferran Torres makes it 1-0 there to Manchester City. Finally, we have the goal that we've been waiting for. It comes in the 48th minute. It's the man that's been the talk of topic in the halftime chat. Ferran Torres putting Manchester City ahead here, and it is Manchester City 1, Olympique de Marseille 0. Not going to get too excited just yet. Just going to wait and see if it is offside or not. As we do hit 150 likes, he looks onside there. Make sure the last pass is onside too. Certainly is. It is 1-0 to Manchester City. It's Ferran Torres putting us ahead. Decent finish that. Under Mandanda 2, and Manchester City do go 1-0 ahead, and that substitution seems to have worked. Just putting Ferran Torres through the middle, and a nice little cheeky pass there from Riyad Mahrez too, getting himself an assist, as well as Andre Villas-Boas looks very unhappy with his defending there. Defenders going to sleep early on in the second half. The ideal start for Manchester City, and not so ideal there for Olympique de Marseille. Just what the doctor had ordered, really, that from Manchester City. Hopefully that will liven up this game as well. Poor giveaway here now. Kyle Walker driving forward for Manchester City on the right hand side towards the penalty area. He's twisting and turning, looking for space. He's got the support of Bernardo Silva. Tries to thread that through to Riyad Mahrez. Can't, and it's intercepted. 150 likes. Is it possible to get to 200 is the question. That is the next big number. as Nathan Ake makes a little bit of an interception there and goes out for a corner to Marseille. So let's see what Marseille can do from this corner now. It's Dimitri Payet with the corner for Marseille. With his noughts and crosses, haircut. Cross comes in. It's cleared by Nathan Ake. Marseille look to try and get a shot away. It's drilled in and into the side netting. It was a good ball played back across from Dimitri Payet, and an opportunity that nonetheless for Marseille goes into the side netting, and it will be a goal kick there to Manchester City as Alexandru tuning in from Jersey in the Channel Islands. Nice. That was an opportunity that for Marseille, a real opportunity. Squandered in the end. So yeah, we're at 150 likes, we're aiming for 200 likes now, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. We're now less than 700 subscribers away from my target of 15,000 subscribers. I want to hit that before the year is out, so any help towards that would be much appreciated by me. And also, this video is brought to you by OneFootball. If you want to go and download the OneFootball app, please do so through the link at the top of my description. It'll take you through to the download page. That will help to support any future content that will be created on this channel. Keep you up to date with all the latest footballing news, latest scores and stuff like that, as Zach Steffen manages to come out and collect the ball there for Manchester City. But yeah, the OneFootball app will keep you up to date with all the latest football scores, all the latest football statistics during the game, and the live league tables and all that good stuff you've come to expect from the best footballing app out there, in my opinion. I'm really excited to announce the next bit of work that I'm doing with OneFootball, but I'm just waiting for the formalities to be sorted for that, and then I can. I'm looking forward to it. I am. I'm enjoying working with OneFootball. Nearly finished my Vimto. So it's Mandanda with the ball now. Manchester City lead here, 1-0, thanks to a goal in the 48th minute from Ferran Torres after a lovely bit of work from Manchester City, including an assist there for Riyad Mahrez. Laporte to John Stones. This defeat here for Marseille does mean that they will exit the Champions League and will not be going through to the Europa League either. They will exit Europe altogether. So good news here for Olympiacos, who, let's check the latest footballing scores, are still losing against FC Porto. And it's Kyle Walker with the ball for Manchester City, as we're only 47 likes now away from 200 likes. Abdul is a bit of a dry game, this one. It's to be expected, if I'm completely honest. It is to be expected. Should be intercepted here from City. Free kick isn't given. Mahrez now with the ball. There's an overlap. It's used. Bernardo Silva squares it across. Mahrez picks up the loose ball. It's forced out wide. Is the opportunity gone? And it's going to be intercepted by Marseille, and they will clear their lines now, you would think. That's frustrating. That is frustrating. Oh yeah. Thanks Uber delivery.
Don't know you're born, you.
Uber delivery, thanks. Oh, thanks very much. Look at this, live delivery online. Oh, nice. Nice. That's what we like. That's what we like. A McDonald's sponsorship coming soon, I hope. Oh, it's all spilt. It's all spilt. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, it's all over the place. Good grief. Good grief. Ugh. Oh, it's spilt everywhere. I'll have to take the lid off. And I'll sit it on this. I've not really got anywhere to put this, if I'm honest. Oh, it's all dripping down. Look at that. Oh, God. Oh, God. That's too sticky. Anyway. Anyway. I think that's gone out of play for a throw in there to Manchester City. I will thank you, Alexandru. Thanks very much for that. I'll just wait for this to stop dripping over. I'll eat my chips while we watch this. Do I reckon we'll win the derby? I'm always going to say yes. As Mahrez strays offside. That's a decent ball. This is a big chance here for Marseille. Looked like he had the run of Ake, but Stones manages to cover the corners there and clear for Manchester City. Yes, you can, Dad. That's going to be... No, he's going to leave it. It will go out for a goal kick there to Manchester City. Bit of a loose pass needed dealing with by Foden and his. Ake now. Sterling. Can thread it through. Ferran Torres gets the run of the Marseille defence. Can he get a decent ball across? Gets it to Mahrez. Bit of control here, and a shot there from Manchester City does go wide from Phil Foden, and it does remain 1-0 here to Manchester City. I agree on all them saying that City need to change for United's counter-attack and talking about United's pace up top, but I think we need to speak about how bad United's defence is and how that easily got exploited by RB Leipzig. I'd be looking towards that. Wow, Marseille, in the first 15 minutes or so, have had more possession in this half than Man City. Yet City have the most important stat. That goal. Great win that from Kyle Walker. Big chance here for City once more. Foden gets a shot away and it's straight at the keeper. He'll be disappointed there. It was Ferran Torres with the goal for Manchester City. Highlight of my streams having a McDonald's delivery live. What a moment. Ake now. Fernandinho. City starting just to get more possession now. Making things happen. Mahrez into the penalty area. What can he do? Tries to get a shot away. It's blocked. A free kick there is going to be given to Marseille. Fernando hoops the ball forward. Marseille do win the header, but it does go out of play for a throw into City. As we get an image of Sergio Aguero sprinting down the touchline, warming up. So it may be time soon to see Sergio Aguero. Versatile, that's outrageous. So City once more, winning a lot high up the pitch. Trying to make something happen. Can't make something happen here. It's cleared by Marseille. Hello Aiden, thanks for tuning in. I'm interested, Versatile, as to who you shared the stream with now. You can't just put that out there and not tell me who. I don't even know why I'm eating these chips. I don't even like McDonald's chips that much. I'm just that hungry. Thanks, Versatile. City once more winning the ball high up. Mahrez can't make anything happen. There's an overlap. Walker has a shot and it's a good save from the keeper. A rebound here. A big chance for Manchester City and it's blocked for an initial shot there from Ferran Torres. Mandanda apologises. Just try and clean this up. So corner comes in, headed back over. Will be another corner to Manchester City. Well, a bad corner in that. Fernandinho goes quick this time. Puts the ball into the box. It's not a bad ball in, and Mandanda does pick the ball up. Thought he might think about a quick throw out and a counter attack there, but instead holds on to it, then boots the ball. Is kept in play though by Marseille and do really well to keep hold of the... Oh no, it goes out. Always got to be careful, Adam. Always got to be careful. I mean, I'm holding this up, making sure there's no spillage. As Sergio Aguero is coming on for Manchester City in place of Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez getting himself an assist this evening. I'm wondering if that means we're going to see Mahrez starting for the Manchester derby, coming off with still 25-30 minutes or so to go of the game. Nice to see Aguero coming back, so I presume Ferran Torres is going to go on the right wing and Aguero through the middle as Rongier comes on for Kamara. As Croissant comes on for Dimitri Payet as well. Nice. Oh, I always get a chocolate milkshake. Anyway, back to the fun of football. Nice to see Aguero back. It is really nice to see Sergio Aguero coming back. Seeing how fit he is here, getting himself 30 minutes or so. Must be relatively fit to get 30 minutes. Ake brings the ball forward for Manchester City. It means now, though, with City already making 3 substitutes, that City will be possibly making... seeing only 2 of the young players featuring for City, which, considering it's a dead rubber of a game for City, is slightly disappointing, if I'm honest. Hench means strong. Looking very physically strong. As Marseille bring the ball forward, they play the ball to the back post. It's flicked on, headed on beyond the player on the left wing, so Marseille having to just twist and turn to put a ball in. It's cleared by Manchester City. And out for a throw in there to Marseille on the Manchester City right-hand side, Marseille's left-hand side on the left wing for them. 22 minutes or so remaining here. Don't forget, you're enjoying the content, please do leave a thumbs up so I do know that you are enjoying the live stream. We're currently only 43 likes away from 200 likes, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Do subscribe as well if you are new around here. We're on that big push before New Year's Day, before 2020 is out of here. I'm hoping to hit 15,000 subscribers, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. We are less than 700 subscribers away, and don't forget also to go and download the OneFootball app too. This video is sponsored and brought to you by OneFootball. They'll keep you up to date with all the latest footballing news, all the latest transfer news too, as well as up-to-date scores and the latest statistics as well. So if you want to go and download that app, please do so through the link at the top of my description, as that really does help for me to provide future content to you guys. Aguero means gold. I hope so. I hope so. I'll have a look in the Champions League, see if there's any later score developments. So Bayern Munich have gone 1-0 up against Lokomotiv Moscow as well. Remains Inter Milan 0, Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Manchester City 1, Marseille 0, Olympiacos 0, FC Porto 1, and Real Madrid 2, Mönchengladbach 0, and Red Bull Salzburg 0, Atletico Madrid 1. Norwich are now 2-1 up against Nottingham Forest in the Championship. Reading now 2-1 at home against Birmingham City. 2-1 to Birmingham, that by the way. And Barnsley 2-1 up against Wycombe. So as it stands, it is Olympiacos going into the Europa League. That's literally all that is being played for in this group game. Because Olympiacos are matching the result of Marseille, which is losing both sides. City bringing it forward now. Ferran Torres chooses not to go for a shot. I felt like he should have gone for a shot then. And so instead it's ultimately brought clear. Once again, City driving into the penalty area. Can't make anything happen. And so it's brought clear by Marseille. Ruth, I will take a 2-0 Manchester City victory. I will take that. Is currently 1-0 to Manchester City here. Marseille just looking to try and build up a bit of steam and momentum here. Try and make something happen. There's 19 minutes or so remaining of this game. Manchester City 1, Marseille 0. City looking to try and work on the counter-attack here as Marseille looking to come forward. Marseille working the ball nicely down the right-hand side. Decent work this by Marseille, really decent. They're coming forward. Really decent play. Ake up against it. Decent challenge that from Nathan Ake. A decent challenge, puts the ball out for a throw in there to Marseille. Marseille looking to really gather up some momentum and really push forward and challenge Manchester City here. Just seeing all these seats at the Etihad Stadium. It makes me want to be at the game and we can't, and it's frustrating. Ake now brings the ball forward for Manchester City. It's cleared though by Marseille. Ball all the way back out to Mandanda. Ball's chipped forward. Surely offside, and is. The offside flag does go up here. 17 minutes remaining. Still Manchester City 1, Marseille 0 as Marseille prepare a couple more substitutions. I think that'll mean Marseille have made 4 subs. Man City have made 3. With these 2 substitutions that are coming on for Marseille. Another roll of the dice. Got one more roll of the dice they have from the substitute bench here. Marseille are looking to try and get that point to potentially see them go into the Europa League into the new year, into February and March when the games will be. Ake controls the ball nicely. Phil Foden driving Manchester City forward now. It's got Raheem Sterling out on the left-hand side. He plays a pass there. Decent interception though from Marseille, and they can bring the ball clear. Ball was just a bit short that from Phil Foden. Wasn't the greatest of passes, if I'm completely honest. He did knock him further ahead of Raheem Sterling to give him something to chase with. In the end, the pass is just too short and it plays straight into the hands of Marseille, and they can win the ball back. 16 minutes remaining now. Manchester City still cruising along at 1-0 here. Not many goals out at the moment, as Marseille do make... Oh, they're making all 3 of their substitutions, so it is their final roll of the dice. All 3 of their last substitutions coming on. Marley Ake coming on first. Gay on the yellow cards also coming off for Strootman. Thauvin coming off for Marley Ake. Is Kevin Strootman coming on for Gay. Chocolate milkshake's divine. Divine. And City has a decent clearance here. Aguero tries to play it forward to Raheem Sterling, instead intercepted and out for a corner to Manchester City after an interception from Alvaro. So City have got a corner here and a chance here to try and put a good ball into the box to try and double their lead. It is Manchester City 1, Marseille 0 here in the Champions League group stage. Match day 6 game at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City already through to the last 16 of the Champions League, finishing in first place. Marseille still challenging to try and get into a Europa League spot, currently sitting in 4th, needing to get into 3rd. With FC Porto FC Porto winning, it means that if Marseille can just get a goal and an equaliser and a point, could be enough to get them into the Europa League. Corner comes in from Foden, it's headed down, surely, goal, there it is! Sergio Aguero back in on the score sheet for Manchester City. I think Nathan Ake was very unlucky there not to score for City. It was a decent save from Mandanda. Mandanda could do nothing but push the ball back out, and Aguero's there quickest to capitalise upon that and put that into the back of the net to double Manchester City's lead. Manchester City 2, Olympique de Marseille 0. Just checking for offside first. Perfectly onside from Aguero. Decent header from Ake. A good save there from Mandanda. Aguero acts quickest and just pokes that home to get his goal. Well done to Sergio Aguero. He'll be delighted to have picked up that goal as well, as Manchester City double their lead. And you would imagine now that that will be 3 points for Manchester City. And now I'm cursing Manchester City not beating FC Porto, because we could have had 18 points from 18, which would have been absolutely marvellous. And instead, we have 16 from 18, which isn't so bad. So 2-0 to Manchester City thanks to 2 second half goals from Ferran Torres and Sergio Aguero. It means Man City now well on their way to 3 points here. Excuse me. As FC Porto have doubled their lead in Greece as well. Olympiacos 0, FC Porto 2. So it will be Olympiacos with that defeat still heading into the Europa League, as Bayern Munich have also doubled their lead to 2-0. City coming forward once more. Decent opportunity headed behind for a corner to Manchester City. It's backs against the wall here for Marseille. Man City really turning up the ante, looking for the momentum going forward into that Manchester derby. Like I said, players playing for places. Ferran Torres getting on the score sheet. Sergio Aguero getting on the score sheet. Both players doing themselves no harm at all in potentially starting in that game against Manchester United on Saturday evening. As another corner from Phil Foden's going to come in. The same corner where City just got their previous goal. Can Foden once again put in a decent ball? Referee's not happy about something. He's calling Stones in. City choose to work this corner instead. Raheem Sterling now has a shot, and it's a good save there from Mandanda. He plays the ball out quickly, looking for the counter-attack. City hurrying back. Great bit of defending there from Fernandinho. I think the player's gone down there, suffering some kind of injury, so the ball's been put out of play by Fernandinho on a challenge on Marley Ake. Not too sure. Don't think he's got any relation there to Nathan Ake. So Munich 2-0 up, Inter Milan still 0-0 with Shakhtar Donetsk, Man City 2-0 up, FC Porto 2-0 up, Real Madrid 2-0 up, Atletico Madrid 1-0 up at this moment in time. Nathan Ake picks up the loose ball, goes out of play for a throw-in to Manchester City. As Atletico Madrid have now doubled their lead in Salzburg as well, so it will be Atletico Madrid heading through in second place in that group. Real Madrid well on course to be heading through as well. The only sticky one now is that Inter Milan match against Shakhtar Donetsk, who will go through at the moment in time. It is, I think, Shakhtar going through with that point. This game well and truly done, really. 9 minutes or so to go. Nothing really too much to play for. It's just a complete domination from Manchester City. Vintage Manchester City. I'm hoping it's going to be vintage Manchester City in the Champions League. You never know. This year could be the year or the season that Manchester City finally do make some progress in the Champions League and eliminate away from them quarter-finals and get towards the semi-finals, try and get ourselves to our first Champions League final, maybe even to go on and win the competition. That's what City need to do. We got ourselves last season a big scalp in Real Madrid, so that should be a mental hurdle over. Hoping that we can have a good draw in the last 16 and go up against one of the tasty teams is what I'm hoping for. I mean, looking at who's finishing second at this moment in time, I would take either drawing. I'd take a Sevilla, or if Shakhtar go through, I'd take Shakhtar because we're due to play Shakhtar. We've not faced them yet in the Champions League, but if City do go through, I would like for us to face a Sevilla or a Lazio or something that we're unfamiliar with. I think would be a couple of good games there. Ake does have good headers. I need a live league table. Speaking of live league tables, moves us on to our sponsor, OneFootball. They do live league tables, so let's have a look. Who is going through? So it is the Inter Milan game. You're all right, yeah. So on head-to-heads it'll be Borussia Mönchengladbach going through and Shakhtar going out. So Shakhtar need to find a goal. Inter Milan need to find a goal. They need to find a goal in the last few minutes in that Inter Milan-Shakhtar game for one of them teams to go through. Otherwise, Mönchengladbach will be keeping a very close eye on that rather than their game, which is crazy. So there we go. I won't mind Mönchengladbach if I'm honest. We have faced them before. There's Marseille coming forward here, trying to spoil Man City's clean sheet. Zach Steffen will want a clean sheet for Man City, of course. Laporte will want a clean sheet. Do himself no harm in trying to start that game against Manchester United at the weekend. After some good performances from John Stones and Ruben Dias forming a nice partnership there. As Marseille are on the attack, on their right-hand side in an attacking position here, and a chance for them to maybe have a shot here. Trying to work it too much there, and Kyle Walker can intercept there for Manchester City and bring it forward, as we're only one like away from 160 likes now. It's been a bit of a stutter in this second half, so we'll see if we can get to 160 likes. That would be brilliant. Monday morning. I mean, it's at 11 AM. There we go, we hit the 160 likes, so thank you everyone for that, much appreciated. And we get to 170, maybe? That'd be great. See, now's a good time, we're 2-0 up to get a couple of the young players on. Why are the young players not on right now? I don't understand. I don't understand. Anyway, Ake bringing the ball forward for City. Manchester winner throwing for Manchester City. These young players haven't featured for the under 23s in there, in the under 21 game. Sorry, recently, I think yesterday, because they were going to be featuring for the first team. So I don't understand that if we've stopped them from competing in them, why would put them in here, just not feature them at all, and just put them on the bench for absolutely no reason whatsoever. We've still got 2 substitutes to use, so I may as well get a couple of them young players on. City come forward, a free kick, I think, being given. Yeah, free kick's being given to Manchester City. Didn't like there was too much in that, if I'm honest, as Ferran Torres was driving at the Marseille defence. Yeah, I didn't think there was too much in that at all, if I'm honest. It is definitely it's not a penalty. It's not inside the penalty area. There's not too much in that, if I'm honest. City have got themselves a very dangerous free kick here, though, with less than 4 minutes remaining of this game. A decent position this for one of Phil Foden or Raheem Sterling. Looks probably like it'd suit more the left foot of Phil Foden than Raheem Sterling, but we'll see what happens there. Looks like Phil Foden is preparing to take this for City. So what can City do with the ball? Phil Foden eyeing this one up. Foden with the free kick. Oh, it's not a bad free kick, you know. It does go just wide. Right idea that from Foden. The keeper left stranded still. Always drifting a little bit wide. It's about a yard or so wide, that from Phil Foden. It's not a bad effort. The right idea, just not quite the execution there. So it remains with less than 3 minutes remaining. 2-0 still to Manchester City. So once again, we'll do our little promo. We'll start backwards this time. This video is sponsored and brought to you by OneFootball. If you want to go and download the OneFootball app and stay up to date, including using the live league table, which is what I've just been using there to tell you that Mönchengladbach are heading through at this moment in time, rather than Shakhtar Donetsk, then you can go and download the OneFootball app through the link at the top of my description. That would be much appreciated. That will help to support the future content that is created on this channel. Thank you very much to OneFootball for sponsoring this live stream. Don't forget also to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. It is free. We're aiming for 15,000 subscribers. We're less than 700 subscribers away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. 15k is the target before 2020 is out, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. And don't forget also to leave a thumbs up on this live stream if you are enjoying this live stream watch along of the Champions League game between Manchester City and Marseille. Not only 8 likes away from 170 likes, so any help towards that, again, would be much appreciated by me. Social media links are in the description below too, and also on the banner below if you want to go and search for me, and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also there if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Back to the game. It is Manchester City that are 2-0 ahead. It's been a dominating performance this from City. City into a good position once more here. Can they make it 3-0? It's sliced clear by Marseille. It's going to be picked up by Sergio Aguero, although the offside flag is up now. There's Angel there, or Angel, making a bold prediction saying he thinks it's clear that it's going to be John Stones starting alongside Ruben Dias for the game against Manchester United at the weekend, as it's a goal kick that was given as that ball went out by Ferran Torres. The City are still pressing and continuing to work, even with only 1 minute remaining of normal time here, as Marseille are forced into a mistake as the ball goes out for a throw-in inside their own half here to Manchester City. Good work by Aguero. Sterling now works it into the centre. Good work this by City. Ferran Torres drills it across. Good pick up, and somehow it's been bundled into the back of the net. I don't know what's happened there. It's Raheem Sterling to make it 3-0 to Manchester City. A little bit of a mistake there from Mandanda and the defender for Marseille, and Raheem Sterling's there in the right place at the right time to make it 3-0 to Manchester City. Just going to wait until we know that the goal has counted before we put it onto our score. Don't want to do what we did against FC Porto and put City 1-0 ahead. And then it was disallowed. Ferran Torres certainly onside. Raheem Sterling onside as well. So Mandanda makes a fist, gets a hand to it, puts it into the path of the defender, hits his leg and rebounds forward to Raheem Sterling for him to put it into the roof of the net. A bit of a messy goal, that one, but that should stand for Manchester City. I feel confident in changing the score, and it is going to be 3-0 here to Manchester City, and a decent way for us to end the group stage. 16 points from a possible 18, 5 wins, 1 draw. Not a bad Champions League campaign at all from Manchester City, and nice to see Raheem Sterling once more amongst the score. Amongst the score sheet as well, as we're into 3 minutes of added on time here. We're through 1 minute already. It's been a really good performance this from Manchester City, particularly in the second half, as we're getting some full-time scores coming through. Has finished Real Madrid 2, Mönchengladbach 0. Mönchengladbach waiting eagerly on seeing if there's going to be a goal in that Inter Milan game against Shakhtar Donetsk. Red Bull Salzburg 0, Atletico Madrid 2. So Atletico Madrid head through in second place, and a possible opponent for Manchester City that we will speak about in more detail at full-time of this game. FC Porto are still 2-0 up, Manchester City 3-0 up here. Bayern Munich have won 2-0 against Lokomotiv Moscow, and Inter Milan is still 0-0 against Shakhtar Donetsk. That's where we stand, as City bringing it forward once more. So City are allowed 5 substitutes. We've got a big game before the derby. We've got youngsters on the bench, and we're not using them youngsters. So we've made 3 substitutes out of a possible 5, and we've only got a minute left. What a waste for the youngsters. Not to sound negative or anything, but it irks me, okay? It does irk me. It was Ferran Torres with the assist for the Raheem Sterling goal, although probably won't get the assist, as it was just ping-ponging around. As Marseille now just knocking it about. The game is up. Will City keep hold of their clean sheet? Switch of play here. Decent position this for Marseille, but is cleared by Manchester City now for a throw-in to Manchester City, which could well be the last actions of this match. So we're only 6 likes away from 170 likes. Let's see if we can hit 170 likes before we do end this live stream. That would be much appreciated by me. Ten seconds or so remaining as City pick up a free kick just outside their own penalty area through Fernandinho. As time is up, and the final whistle does go. The group stage is over here for Manchester City. It has finished Manchester City 3, Olympique de Marseille 0. It is Manchester City that head through, of course, like we already know, in first place into the last 16 of the Champions League. It is FC Porto heading through in second place and heading through to the last 16 of the Champions League. Because of the results that have happened tonight, it does mean that Olympiacos hold on to third place and into the Europa League. Marseille finishing in fourth and are out of Europe, so commiserations there to Marseille on that. But it is Manchester City that are heading through. We are just waiting for the full-time score of the Inter Milan Shakhtar Donetsk game. It is the last game that's currently going on. When we do get result of that match, I will let you know. So I will go through the stats for this game so we can draw up some conclusions on what we have learnt from this game, as possession was very close. It was 65% possession for Manchester City in the first half, 35% for Marseille. It's ended up as 53% possession to Marseille's 47%. So yeah, Marseille having a lot more of the ball in the second half, yet Man City found it easier to exploit the gaps. which is ironic. City a lot more clinical in the second half. We had 4 shots in the first half, 1 on target, 14 shots in the whole game, 8 on target. So City ended up having 10 shots, 7 on target, 3 goals. Not so bad at all. With the help of Raheem Sterling and Sergio Aguero coming on. So I imagine they'll be looking for starts in that match against Manchester United, which you couldn't rule out. 8 shots for Marseille, 2 on target, a clean sheet for Zach Steffen. That will make him feel better, so congratulations to him on keeping a clean sheet for Manchester City there. And Aymeric Laporte making his return for Manchester City, also keeping a clean sheet. Couple of block shots apiece. City's pass completion rate did deteriorate a little bit in the second half, down from 89% to 87%. Marseille a lot better in the second half with their possession and keeping hold of the ball at 84.4% pass completion rate, up from around 78%. City created just 1 clear-cut chance. City had more corners than Marseille in this game. Both had 3 offsides apiece. Tackle completion rate for City at 50%, 60% there for Marseille. Decent effort from them. City's aerial duels won was at 68.4% compared with the 31.6% of Marseille. Steffen had 2 saves to make. Mandanda had 6 to make. Mandanda the busier of the goalkeepers, and just 1 yellow card in the whole game, which did come for Gay. So there we go. So we have had full time from the Inter Milan game. It has finished 0-0 now, which does mean that Borussia Mönchengladbach will be heading through to the last 16 of the Champions League. But we're going to go through the scores first here. It has finished in the Champions League. Ajax 0, Atalanta 1, Midtjylland 1, Liverpool 1, PSG 5, Istanbul Başakşehir, you know who I'm on about, 1, Bayern Munich 2, Lokomotiv Moscow 0, Inter Milan 0, Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Manchester City 3, Marseille 0, Olympiacos 0, FC Porto 2, Real Madrid 2, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0. Mönchengladbach just shown a nice scene from Real Madrid, where all the Mönchengladbach players are all crowded around a little TV screen at the side, waiting for the full-time whistle to go from Inter Milan and Shakhtar Donetsk. When it did go, all the players are celebrating there like crazy, despite losing 2-0 against Real Madrid, which is humorous and good to see. And it also has finished Red Bull Salzburg 0, Atletico Madrid 2. Into the Championship, it's finished Preston North End 3, Middlesbrough 0, Barnsley 2, Wycombe Wanderers 1, Brentford 0, Derby County 0, Bristol City 1, Blackburn Rovers 0, Norwich City 2, Nottingham Forest 1, and Reading 1, Birmingham City 2. So that keeps you up to date now with all of the scores from this evening. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the league tables up so we can have an idea of who Manchester City can draw in that draw on Monday for Manchester City in the last 16 of the Champions League. We're still 5 likes away from 170 likes. Thank you very much, FIFA, for tuning in. So that's much appreciated. Have a nice evening as well. My JSGC man of the match is going to go to Ferran Torres. Getting a goal and an assist for Manchester City is always what we're looking for. A decent second half performance there from Ferran Torres has earned him my JSGC man of the match. I thought Fernandinho put in a good shift for City actually, and he's a shout for the man of the match too. So the Champions League group stage. So Group A is finished. Bayern Munich in first, Atletico Madrid in second. So City can draw Atletico Madrid. Salzburg in third, heading to the Europa League, and Lokomotiv Moscow are out. Group B, Real Madrid top their group, Borussia Mönchengladbach in second, so Manchester City can draw Borussia Mönchengladbach. Shakhtar heading to the Europa League in third, so no trip to Shakhtar for Manchester City this year, and Inter Milan in fourth and out of the Champions League. They won't be very happy with that at Inter Milan. Man City have topped Group C. FC Porto have finished in second. Olympiacos in third on 3 points and into the Europa League. A very low total for the Europa League there. And Marseille in fourth and are out of the Champions League. Liverpool have finished first and are through in first place in Group D. Atalanta in second is who Man City can draw. Ajax in third into the Europa League, and Midtjylland in fourth are out. Group E, Chelsea top the group, Sevilla in second, so City can draw Sevilla. Krasnodar in third, heading to the Europa League, and Rennes are out of the Champions League. In Group F, Borussia Dortmund top their group, Lazio in second, so City can draw Lazio. Club Brugge into third and into the Europa League, Zenit St. Petersburg in fourth and out. Group G, Juventus have headed through in first place, Barcelona in second place, Man City can draw Barcelona. Dynamo Kiev in third place and into the Europa League, so no trip at all into the Ukraine for City. And Ferencvárosi, or however you say them, from Hungary have finished in fourth place and are out. And in Group H, PSG in first, Leipzig in second, and Man City can draw Leipzig. Manchester United in third and into the Europa League, things you love to see and say. And Istanbul, Başakşehir, however you say them, are in fourth and out of the Champions League as well. So opponents that City can draw in the last 16 will be Atletico Madrid, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Atalanta, Sevilla, Lazio, Barcelona, or RB Leipzig. I'm looking towards RB Leipzig, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid being some of the stronger teams in there that I'd potentially like City to avoid. A couple of niggly ties, Sevilla, Lazio, Atalanta could be difficult as well, of course. We already know that. And Borussia Mönchengladbach, no such thing as easy games once you get into the last 16. You have earned your right to be there, so we'll see who City can draw. Looking at the other English sides, Liverpool have finished in first place. Just take off Atalanta from what I just said and replace that with FC Porto is who Liverpool can draw. And the same with Chelsea, take off Sevilla out of their group and they can draw Atalanta from Liverpool's group or FC Porto from Manchester City's group, but Chelsea cannot draw Sevilla, and teams from the same countries for the last 16, as we already know, cannot draw each other. So there we go. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone has enjoyed this live stream as much as I have. It's been a very entertaining evening. I wasn't expecting it to be too entertaining, but it has been a lot more entertaining than what I expected. Please do leave a thumbs up on this live stream. We're only 3 likes away from 170 likes. So if you are watching this, please do leave a like on this live stream. Let's hit 170 likes so I can go and rest and come back better and stronger than ever. 2 likes away now, 1 like away. Can we hit 170 likes? That would be much appreciated by me. Whilst we wait for that, we'll continue with our little promo. Don't forget also to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Aiming for 15,000 subscribers. We're less than 700 subscribers away. I want to hit that before 2020 is out, so any help towards that would be much appreciated by me. Don't forget also to go and check out my social media links in the description below and on the banner just below me too if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. That would be much appreciated as we smash 170 likes now, so thank you everyone to that. That is much appreciated by me. And lastly, if you haven't already, please go and do so and download the OneFootball app. I've kept you all up to date with the latest scores and the live league tables and everything happening today through the OneFootball app. Go and download that through the link at the top of my description. I'll roll the promo video one more time and then we will do our farewells. This video is brought to you by OneFootball. If you want to download the OneFootball app, all you need to do is press the link at the top of my description, which will take you forward to where you can download this app. The OneFootball app is extremely useful if you are a huge football fan just like me. It provides you with the latest footballing news, transfer news, and the latest videos as well. It is one source of information of where I get my transfer news from. It also allows you to see the latest scores with what's happening in the footballing world. If you just click on a game, including any Manchester City game, it will not only bring up the latest team news, but it will also bring up the latest statistics and keep you up to date with everything happening in that game. If you want to download this app, all you need to do is press the link at the top of the description to stay up to date. So thank you very much to OneFootball for sponsoring this live stream. It is much appreciated by me. go and download that the app through the link at the top of my description. That would be much appreciated. We will be back again for another video. We will be previewing the Manchester United game. That will be out on Friday morning, so you can go and stay tuned for that one. So do press the bell if you are subscribed, so you can be notified immediately for when I do upload the big Manchester derby. Yes, we will be doing a live watch along of the Manchester derby. The link to that will also be out on Friday, so make sure you stay tuned for that to set your reminder, and I will see everyone on Saturday evening for that game against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Manchester derby, what is not to love about that? We'll also have this weekend out of 5 things that we have learnt, and then we will be reacting and responding to the Champions League draw, which will be happening on Monday for the last 16 draw for that, to see who City will face in the next round of the Champions League. But the Champions League group stage for the 2020-21 Champions League season done and dusted. So thank you everyone for watching. It is much appreciated by me. I hope everyone is safe and well. I hope everyone has a good evening. Thank you for watching. I've been JSGC, bidding you all a farewell. Peace. Ciao for now.